Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 2128, it's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's located on the westbourne of Safe Haven and it's under the command of Angelina75. And yes, this is another countdown and a competition for who gets the lay-in at the weekend. Oh, and we've got no sound on the engine, so we'll restart that again with the sound this time. It's amazing how many times I have to do that. Sometimes it clicks in straight away, other times it doesn't. Okay, we're underway. Right, it looks like Angelina is going to go over to the west side, or is it the west side? It's the north side on the harbour area. There are some fairly good firing positions over here where you can get shots on the enemy, especially if they're going to the heights or to those places where the heavies tend to fight it out. And if you're way over to the north, you can actually sometimes lob shells through the warehouses on the front. Okay, she's got a firing position here and she's getting ready to shoot. Okay, she can hit that Heshbon and the CS-53. She's electing to go after the Lance and C instead. There's the enemy, Arty. We just saw where he is. He's just not down there. He's actually a bit further back. Or is he? No, he might be there actually, come to think of it. Oh, she got a kill. She worked out where he was. She did fire correctly. I got it wrong. I estimated he was further back actually, but he wasn't. He was exactly where she aimed. And she's got her first kill already. She's the first kill on the board. Okay, that batch at 12 tons gone a long way into our territory, but he's risking an awful lot because he's on the side of the cliff. And Angelina will send a notice saying off the grass. Direct hit for 348, a good strike. Now Angelina's using the 203mm howitzer, the BR4. You can see here she can do 900 alpha with the standard HE, and that's all she's carrying. 38, or in fact 40 rounds of ammunition in this game. It's good that this Arty does carry those 40 rounds. It can never run out of ammo, but it's a shame that the Object 261 does run out of ammo, because it really makes it difficult for any players who are playing the Arty. Well, that shell went straight past the Cranbarn and it looks like it landed on the ground the other side of him and splashed him. STB1's next. That LTTB's going in for the kill on the Cranbarn. Instead he's taken a lot of damage and when he rammed himself to death against the Cranbarn, and the kill shot actually went to our Barask. In the meantime, Angelina's decided to go after the batch at 12 ton. And he dies before the shell arrives, so she misses out on that opportunity. But there's still an STB1 here, and there's a Rask in the enemy rear. She might be able to get him. There's a few enemy tanks gone into the centre of town, or in the centre of the dockyards, I should say. And so she might be able to get them. They're way up in the north of the map. Okay, she's going for the STB1. He's kind of static. Rounds out. She's going to hit him. Oh, he pulled away just a little too late. Lost 288 hit points from that shot. And the Charfu Tier 4 has got eyes on him now. Yep, this STB1 just got rammed by the Charfu Tier. And he's now going to unload all 4 shells into that guy. And I think that Angelina's going to help him out. Rounds out. STB1 will take this. He does, and he goes. She killed him stone dead. So even though the Charfu Tier 4 died to the STB, she claimed the STB immediately afterwards and got revenge. So she's now got 2 kills, and her team is way up on the enemy now. There are 4 tanks up on the enemy, so it's looking very much as if it's going their way. The only fly in the ointment at the moment is this T95, who's managed to make its way through the tunnel and come out the other side. Angelina makes him know that he's not liked, and she smacks him for 308, gets 347 damage assist. So it's a good game so far. There are 5 tanks up on the enemy now. This is such a good performance. It's going to be difficult for Talon in the second game to match her performance and get a better result. Now she's aiming right at the enemy rear there because there was a Barask and a T-54 first prototype in the vicinity. Angelina's platooned up with an Object 140, the Tobruk Mako. He's got some kills already, and so has Angelina, and I think he's hoping that Angelina will be able to get more kills and they'll get a brothers in arms. There's the T-54 first prototype. That's a very underestimated medium tank, that one. Oh, right behind him, 286. That was a great shot. Long range shot, but she still managed to plant the shell behind him. It's a 3.7 second delay. The shells are flying right the way over the battlefield, arcing through the sky at high velocity. And yes, it's quite amazing actually. If you're an Arty player, you tend to notice those sort of things when you're playing a tank. You see those arcs flying through the sky and you think, yeah, somebody doing exactly what I normally do. And that one landed on the spot as well. She was going after the T-28. Okay, she's now looking around for more targets. We've got a Viz-55 who's come up on top of the factory. I'm not so sure she can get a shot on him, but if he actually backs up onto the factory roof, she might then get a shot. I think the reason why the Viz-55 doesn't really want to come up is not just that he might get hit by Angelina, but there's an awful lot of our tanks out in the field and they can see him and shoot into his rear. Okay, we're 4 tanks up on the enemy now. They're trying to get position. The T-54 first prototype's trying to get around our guys. Now Angelina can see him, and I don't think he realises how much danger he's in, because Angelina is determined to do some damage to one of the enemy. She's going after the Barask instead because he's low on hit points. He should make a very nice satisfactory bang if she gets a kill. She fires a round in. It was a good shot. Unfortunately, we don't know if she hit him. Yeah, she's going to have to change position. The Object 140, her platoon mate, is now, he's just gone out of the game. He did get 2 kills. Angelina's got 2 kills, but she's now in danger of being discovered by the enemy Viz-55 or their Charpu 204. The only tanks on the enemy team still in the town centre area as far as we can determine. They've got a Barask out in the field and the T-54 first prototype. She really needs to get to a position where she can shoot at these 2 guys without actually suffering any damage. T-54 is making a beeline for the town. She needs to move again. Yeah, the enemy's headed to this gap area. She might be a lot better off actually moving over to those bushes way over in that corner. Moving to the right a bit if she can. Nope, I'm not sure if she can. Instead, she's decided to go a bit further out in the field. Now that might work. She can't go out into the previous field. I thought she could get into those bushes, but the point is that even if she stayed in those bushes, she'd be too close to the enemy, and if she was discovered, she'd be taken out. We're now 1 tank down on the enemy. Most of our teammates kind of lost the impetus throughout the field. And Angelina's had to move, because if she doesn't move, she is going to get killed for sure. 212A is not a particularly fast Arty. It's 35 kilometers an hour. As many of you know, this Arty never actually got built in reality. They were thinking about it, building them from KV-220s, but it never happened. Okay, the CS-53 is spotting for us, and I think this is a good firing position. She's got a nice bit of cover. It's going to be difficult for the enemy to see her, plus she can see the cap area. too far round though, because although we've got the Star 1 and the Barask up the other end at this level, I wouldn't try to go close to the enemy cap area, because at the moment we've got their Barask and their T-54 first prototype blocking us. And there goes their Barask, so we're now back to even. 4 tanks on each side. Or rather, 3 tanks on our side and 1 Arty. The enemy lost their Arty right at the start of the game, if you remember. That was Angelina's first kill, and the enemy is now capping, and we've got a Charview GeForce. She's dialing in. If she can get a shot on target, if that guy pulls back out, but he's staying behind the wall, rounds out. Unfortunately, that tells the enemy Charview GeForce that there is somebody nearby, and the Viz-55 is coming up this way, which means that he might get spotted by Angelina very shortly. If so, it might be to her right. She's trying to back up a bit more. She can't fire at the enemy yet. Here comes the Viz-55. He's so close now. She's going for an aim shot. No, she's decided to go to the town and try and fire at the cap. That Viz-55 is going to come around the corner any second. Get ready. You're going to have to shotgun him. Oh, the Viz-55 saw her before she saw him. Just one shot. And she said, oh well. She couldn't fire at the cap. If she had, she would have given away her position. She wouldn't have been able to return fire at all on the Viz-55. But as it is now, yeah, the Viz-55, he takes 1 round, but he kills the Barask by ramming him, leaving only 1 member of our team still alive, the Star 1. And it looks like they're either going to cap out or they're going to kill the Star 1 and win by eliminating all the team. I have the feeling the enemy tanks, the T-54 first prototype, is waiting along with the T-28 to wait for the Viz-55 to turn up, and they've capped out. So the Charview GeForce didn't even bother to wait. Here's the end of battle stats, and in the first battle, Angelina75 and the 212A managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 11 in total, and she got a win rate of 1,972, which is very good. But sadly, she did get defeated in the end. She was taken out by the Viz-55. When he came around the corner and he saw her, the bush probably wasn't providing enough cover for her and was easily taken out. So, yeah, let's have a look at team score and see where she came. Well, on her team, she actually came 4th on damage, but the high scorer in the game was the Viz-55. He got 7,239 hit points. And the second highest damage was the T110E3 on Angelina's team, followed by the enemy Barask, who got 3,312. The Viz-55 picked up the high caliber and he got a top gun. And the T-54 first prototype picked up a tank sniper, whilst their Charview GeForce picked up a Spartan and the Invader for capping out. Their T-28 also got a steel wall in that game for blocking the most damage in the game. 2073, well, let's have a look. There were 6 enemy vehicles that were ahead of her on damage, and of course 3 on her own team, so that actually puts her in 10th place on damage overall. When it came to kills, it was that Viz-55, 7 kills to him. Angelina was one of the kills. 2 kills went to Angelina and also to the Object 140, and the same to the T-54 first prototype, the Charview GeForce, on the enemy team. So only 4 players got 2 kills each, but the lead player was the Viz-55. When it came to base XP, it's the enemy team again. The Viz-55, 1,332. The T-54 first prototype, 1,039. 938 for their Barask. And we can see that Angelina was way down the list at 509, but she was second best on her team. She fired 12 rounds, got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration, 9 splash. Damage of 2,073 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She received 1 hit from the Viz-55. It was a pen, and it took her out altogether. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, 347 hit points of stun assist, was it damage assist rather, and 710 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. She earned 30,780 credits from the game, 55,000 for completing a mission, 85,780 altogether. After repair and ammunition resupply took away a profit of 49,013 credits. 763 XP and no multipliers, so that's all the experience points she took away. Yes, first shot was a blind shot. As you saw, she took out the enemy Arty straight away. She saw the tracer and she knew which bush he was behind. I actually would have got that one wrong because I would have aimed a little further back thinking he was a bit further behind the bush, but no, he was actually in the bush to where Angelina aimed and she got him with first shot. So very well done on that. Sad that it was a loss, but again, I think you have to put that down to the guys who are actually leading the charge round to the other side of the map. They were doing well right up until they came up against that T-28 and the Barask and the others who were just blocking them from ever going any further near the enemy cap. And so, yeah, they just fell apart after that. No matter what Angelina did, they were going to lose the game, even though she was putting accurate shots down on the targets. So, first game is a loss, but it was a good game on win 8. Let's have a look at the second battle by Talon. The second battle is on the south spawn of Pilsen, and it's under talon1958. Game away. I think you may have noticed that Angelina has 2 marks of excellence on her 212A and Talon only has 1, but Talon seems to have a lot more success with this Arty than he does with the others. So I'll be very interested to see if Talon actually wins this one. Remember, it's all for a lie-in at the weekend. Whoever wins and gets the best result, they're the ones who actually get to have a lie-in, and the other one has to get up and look after their boy Remy. Okay, he's aiming at the enemy. It's an EBR90 over in the coal yard. Rounds out. Oh, direct hit. Oh, that one went right down the mark and hit the EBR square on. And considering these shells do a lot of damage, 900 alpha, 52mm pen, I think that EBR90 at this moment is going to be very, very badly damaged. There he is. Oh my god, look, he's missing virtually all his hit points. Virtually all of them went with that shot, so I think he probably did just suffer a pen. I think Talon hit him square on and went straight through his armor. He's only got a few hit points left, even though he's firing, flying through the air, and he's dead actually. He died to the Kampfpanzer 50 ton, or 50. He went out because he just got a light touch by that Kampfpanzer. And in fact, our EBR90 is now taken out their Wizzy 132A. So a good start to our game. I mean, he's not showing any damage at the moment. We know that he badly damaged that EBR though, because that guy had most of his hit points when Talon's shot went in, and he didn't have them afterwards. So I reckon he did take them. Okay, we've got a Striv 81, which is basically a Centurion by another name. Would smell as sweet. Well, smell as dirty anyway. Smell of oil. Oh, it looks like that wreck is moving. So I think the Striv just hit the wreck just behind. You can always tell when somebody's trying to use a wreck for cover. You can see a dead tank moving along with its own steam with nobody alive in it. Rounds out on the Scorpion. Long flight time. Oh, right on his engine deck. Look at that. 1,010 hit points. He penned him. Look, it went right through the engine deck. There's a hole in his engine deck right where his fans are. That was a fantastic shot. All the way over the battle side from one end to the other. 4.9 seconds delay. He's firing another one in. It took a while for the shell to arrive, but he killed the Scorpion stone dead with that next shot. So he's got his first kill, and he's also collected a vast amount of hit points already. Our guys seem to be falling back though from the factories on this side of the map. They're stronger on the other side, and the scores are even at the moment. Now Talon can't get an easy shot on that T10. I'm not so sure it's a good idea to go near the bushes at the moment though, because I think those enemies might spot you. He's going for the aim. Okay, he's going to try and put a round right through the side of those guys if he can. Lining it up. He's going for the T10 first. Rounds out. He hits both of them. He splashed both of them. Well, it hit the T10, splashed the T95. He stunned both as well because he's firing nothing but stunning HE. Both of these guys are so focused on the guys ahead of them, they're not even bothering to turn around and deal with him. They can't. Well, they might now because the 50 TP just died. And that T95 is moving onwards. Rounds out. Another direct hit. T95 is tracked. We can't see the other T95 though. He's just come out of the factory. He's looking in this direction. I don't think he's seen Talon yet. But the enemy T95, the other one he hit earlier, is badly damaged now. And I think that T10 as well could do with a shell. Okay, you can only see the other T95. Oh no, he can see the T10 now. Rounds out. That's a kill. Good kill. Solid kill. He's up to 2,114. That's what we know. But I think he's actually taken more. And look at that AMX 1390 just sitting behind the T95. And we can see where the enemy Arty is as well. Now we know he's over in the corner. On the other side of the cap. T95 is back in the garage. Okay, this one is chasing our Renegade. And here's a one-shot. Now, can Talon put a round through the factory? I think he can do it. He just needs to carefully aim. That's it. Oh, had it for a moment. But the T95 dies to the AMX 1390. There's only 3 enemies remaining. One of those is the Arty, the M53, M55. The other 2, a Foch and a Scorpion G. Well, both of those are over on the east side of the map. Pardon me. There they are. He's going to try and get a shot on the Foch. He had a bit of reticule movement there. We can see where the Scorpion is. He's hiding behind the hulls of the Hetzers. Okay, now we've got the enemy Arty. Talon will delight in putting a round into him. And he's gone, which means now there's only the Foch. Now, if he can track that guy, stop him in place. I suspect he's over by the pipes at the moment. He will move to the pipes because the pipes will give you more cover than the sitting on this corner. Cav Panzer's going in. It's getting close. Okay, he didn't find him. I'm surprised. I would have thought that guy would have moved forward, but no, he's decided to go somewhere else. Yeah, they reckon he's gone down the east side of the map now. So it would be a good idea for Talon to go to the enemy cap. He's not going to be at home if the Foch does suddenly turn up out of nowhere. I'll be fascinated to see how much damage he did to that EBR-90. We saw how much damage he did to the other tanks, but the EBR-90 is the big unknown at the moment. We just don't know how many hit points he got and if he penetrated him or not. He should have penned him. By all rights, 52mm of pen, he should have gone straight through that wheelie vehicle. Well, they haven't found the Foch yet, and we're close to capping out. They found him. Unfortunately, Talon's not in a position to actually get a shot into there, but they found him and killed him, so the game is over and it's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a third class tanker for talon1958 in the 212A. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 8 in that one, and his win rate from that battle was very high, 3,777, which is Super Unicum standard, and he certainly did lay in on the enemy. Let's have a look at those figures that I was expecting. How much did he get off the EBR? 845 hit points. He did pen him. It was a low roll, but only just a low roll, 55 hit points on a low roll. But if he'd actually had very much more hit points, he would have taken the guy out altogether. So it was only the low roll that actually kept him in the game. And you know that lots of people suggest that wargaming deliberately allows players to stay in the game with only a few hit points left to have another go to see if they can survive the battle. But yes, I think that's what they gave him, a courtesy stay in the battle. But I'm pretty certain that Talon should have actually taken him out altogether. Anyway, we can see that the rest of the damage he did on the Scorpion, after that big hit he got, he took out the remaining 150, or was it 150? It was 110, so I think it was 140 hit points that he had left, and took that guy out completely with one lovely pen to the engine bay. The other one was a splash kill. That's all he needed, but he just fired the round in on the corner. A really long range shot, 5 seconds delay, and took out the Scorpion G. Very good. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he actually did get the highest damage on his team, but not the highest damage overall. The Foch got a consolation prize, getting the high caliber for 4,128 hit points. The second highest damage in the game was Talon with 3,139, and the third highest damage turned out to be the Kampfpanzer 50 with 2,678. He picked up a patrol duty in that game as well. When it came to kills, it was the Kampfpanzer 50 who managed to get 4 kills. 3 kills went to the AMX 1390 and to the Foch, got 3 as well. And 2 kills went to Talon, the Waffenträger Aufpanzer 4, the EBR 90 on his own team, the T95 in the enemy team, and their Striv 81. When it came to base XP, it was the Kampfpanzer again with 1,318. He was the only player to get over 1,000. 915 to the AMX 1390 and 737. He certainly deserved more actually than that, considering he did get such a high damage score in terms of getting the second highest damage in the game overall and being the lead scorer on his team by damage, and of course getting those lovely shots on the enemy. Let's have a look at detail. 8 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 2 penetrations on the enemy, 7 splash, damage of 3,139 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Hit 5 of the enemy, killed 2, did 7 stuns, but didn't get any stun assist at all during the game. 36,306 credits from the battle, 50,000 for completing a mission, 86,306 altogether. After ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 71,026 credits. 1,105 XP times 3 for the first victory, 3,316 experience points altogether. So despite having 2 games, the 212A and the GW Panther, Talon won both of them. I think it does show that he's got a tough battle on his hands, because Angelina's getting very, very good at these Arty. But Talon is still prevailing sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And he did prevail this weekend, because in both battles, both games, both Arties, he scored better than Angelina. So I think it's Talon who's getting the lie-in tomorrow morning, not Angelina, I'm afraid. But she'll up her game and she'll win it next time. At least I hope she will. And I hope you've enjoyed this couple of battles. If you had, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm.
Oh, he wants back up in the movies. Oh, the precious movies.
And please do come back to us and let us know what you'd like to see next. And maybe let our people know that we exist as well so they can watch their own replays. I know that the Baseman from Hell has got another battle in the Manticore lined up, and in fact actually he's got a friend who likes the Manticore, and so he asked if we could do a dual perspective or a double game with somebody else who likes this little light tank. Yes, we'd perfectly be happy to do that if we could put two people together on one video. Why not? Anyway, thanks for watching.